We're just waiting a little bit for everyone to come in. Great. Excellent. Hi, everyone. I'm Nathaniel from the international team. Thank you all who have registered and posed some questions for this event. We've prepared some answers to those questions in the hope that we can share our experiences with you. Let me introduce our hosts. We have Siri here from Thailand. We have Basat and Avash from Nepal. MD from Bangladesh. Ye from Vietnam. And our mate Steve here from Australia. And then we have Rani and Beck from Rani from India. And Rani's joining us from the Graduate Research School. And we have Beck from our Research Partnerships.
Yes.
Yeah, come to answer some questions here today. First of all, I'd like to give an acknowledgement of country. The University of Southern Queensland acknowledges the First Nations of Southern Queensland and their ongoing connection to country, lands and waterways. Further, we recognise Aboriginal, Torres Strait Islanders people as the first educators and researchers of Australia. We pay deep respect to elders past and present. Guys, if you'd like to pop a comment in the chat and let us know where you're joining us from, let's run over how this session will run, shall we? So we've already collected a whole heap of these questions and we've ordered them sort of into the following categories so that we can cover them in a way that makes sense. So we're going to be going over arriving in Australia, living in Australia, studying, research and support at UniSQ. And we're also going to cover working in Australia and your health and well-being once you're here. Just a quick disclaimer, we're here to provide our experiences, our opinions, and just point you guys into the right places so that you can get the right information. We're not offering legal advice, we're not offering financial or visa advice. So that's just a quick disclaimer there. Our support team here and our ambassadors are just here to support you as much as we can, basically. We're aiming to answer any burning questions that you have, share about the university and facilities. So we also want to share our experiences with you, our experiences of living and studying in Australia, just to make sure that UniSQ will be the right choice for you. Yeah. Another tip before we get into the questions, you can reach out to any one of these of our ambassadors here through our website. You can actually message them directly through our website. You can find them on Chat to Our Current Students. And if you want to talk to Siri, you want to talk to Avash directly, you can actually message them through there. Siri, I've got a couple of questions about arriving in Australia. What was the first thing that you did when you arrived in Australia?
So the very first thing that I did that I bought a SIM card at Brisbane Arrival Airport, just to stay connected with my family and, up to date. Yeah.
Awesome. Another student asks, what was the first thing that you did when you arrived on campus?
So the first that I did on the campus was that I joined the engineering orientation session. That was really, really helpful because, I got to know course examiner and course instructors. They showed me around to the classrooms and, the labs and also the engineering workshop, which is, it was really, really helpful. And the most important thing is you got to know other students, from different countries and different cultures. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. And when you came to Australia, when you arrived, what did you bring? Did you have everything you needed when you arrived?
Well, yeah, actually I did because I prepared all my clothes, winter clothes and summer clothes because the weather in Toowoomba is different from where I'm from Thailand. So and what else I prepared? So I prepare study related materials. Like I study engineering, so I prepare like laptop, which is very important for me, and also scientific calculator, and also like household drugs. But make sure that everything is eligible to bring in Australia because they are pretty strict about this. And I also printed out the document like accommodation details, flight tickets, and COE. Also like something like visa granted document just to make sure if they have any questions to you at the airport, you have everything in your hands.
Awesome, thank you. Let's talk a little bit about living in Australia. A student from Sri Lanka asks, can you tell me about accommodation options for international students?
Okay. Right. So most accommodation in Australia, it's typically done through a rental agency. So you apply through this agency and sign the contract lease, 6 months or up to 12 months, and the minimum rental price in Toowoomba mostly about 350 for 2 bed units, and in Springfield it's about 495 for 3 bed units. Sorry, for 3 bed units, and median rental price in Ipswich is about 340 for 2 bed units. But we also have student accommodation in the in this area for the university as well. So you can go through unisq.edu.au accommodation, and the price range about 113 to 197. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. And Siri, a little bit about like your life in Australia. What would you say life is like in Australia?
Well, here they are pretty laid back and pretty chill and casual. So it's very easy for you to feel welcome here, and it's easy to adapt. You get to know people from different countries, different culture, different food, but it's very welcoming here. But also there's a things that you might feel challenging, like things that you have to, you know, be prepared, something like for schoolwork or something like homesickness or, culture. Yeah.
And Avash, you live on campus, don't you? Can you talk to us tell us what's it like to live on campus?
So, so, as an international student, we all have expectations of having a great uni life. And I think living on campus has been the best thing that I have done, and what you can do to experience uni life. It organizes various events so that you can meet uh, people in your campuses and build connections that will last throughout your lifetime. And it's great. That's all I want to say.
Thanks, Avash. One of the students here, one of the future students, asks, "Can my parents also live on campus?"
Well, no, your parents cannot live on you with campus, but you can let the accommodations know and fill up a visitor's form so that you can have visitors for a certain time as per the rest college's guidelines.
Thanks. And are there residential colleges in Springfield and Ipswich?
No, unfortunately, we do not have any residential colleges on Springfield and Ipswich, but we have residential colleges here in Toowoomba.
A student from Pakistan asks, I want to take my spouse with me. Can you please guide me accordingly to the requirements? I might actually hand over to Ye, who's one of our admissions experts here.
Hi, can you see me there? Thank you, Nathaniel. So you can actually bring your spouse or family member. So at the time of visa application, you can include them in the visa application, or you can apply later after you have got a visa already. But I would recommend you to look at the Department of Home Affairs website to look for the requirement of the dependent visa, and you need to ensure that your spouse or children must have like a health insurance in Australia. It's very important to have insurance cover for the whole family if you decide to bring the whole family. So recommend to look at the Department of Home Affairs website if you need any further requirement, like information on how to apply for a visa.
Thanks for that, Yay. Let's move on to questions that have been asked about what it's like to study at UniSQ. A student from Nigeria asks, what's it like to study in Australia at UniSQ? I might get Basat.
So studying at UniSQ is very fun and exciting. Apart from the regular study sessions, you get to attend various events, career events and expos, open days like this one, and you get to join a lot of clubs and societies to keep you healthy mentally as well as physically. So far, it's been a rewarding experience for me, and yep, I hope it's the same for you too.
Awesome, thank you. Can you talk to us a little bit about what are the benefits of studying in a different country?
So there are a lot of benefits of studying in a different country and abroad. The main ones are you get to become independent and build your confidence. That's the main benefits. Apart from that, you get to learn new culture, meet new people, build connections, and also get more and exciting job opportunities as well.
Thanks, Basat. We have a student here from India looking to study in our agriculture. They ask, can I participate in orientation online, and how many days do I need to attend the university in a week?
So the first part is the orientation part. Unfortunately, no, you can't participate in orientation online. You have to be on campus in person to take full advantage of it, because we'll be conducting campus tours. You'll be visiting important places like student sport, libraries. Also, you'll get full free ride throughout Toowoomba city. So you'll get some resources online to prepare for orientation, but no, you can't really attend orientation online. And I think there was a second question regarding.
They ask, how many days do I need to attend the university in a week?
That really depends on your coursework and what time of the year you come in. So it's not really a definitive answer for how many days you need to study or you need to attend the classes. It really depends on case by case and the number of courses you have enrolled in a per study period.
Thanks, Basat. A student from the Philippines looking to study IT, they ask, are ICT students required to bring laptops to class?
It's not mandatory to take a laptop or a personal computer with you to classes, but I highly recommend you to take any note-taking devices that you use, or even a notebook to lectures, because not all of the classes will be conducted in a computer lab.
Thanks, Basat. We've got open day in full flight here. We've got a gentleman in a full suit of armour rocking around. I think there's some stormtroopers here. It's a beautiful weather here for our open day. Back to studying in Australia. A student from Kenya asks, what does the academic calendar look like for the year? Steve, could you cover that for us?
Thank you, Nathaniel. The academic calendar is set out online, so it's quite accessible to see how things flow. We basically have 3 trimesters that fit into a full academic year, into a full calendar year now, which allows students to knock over a few more courses and speed up the study timeline a little bit. Is there anything else you'd like me to address? Thank you.
That's great. Thanks, Steve. We'll put some links to these resources as this gets posted up. We'll post it into the description, but we've got a couple of links there to like key dates that we have on on our website, and that's a great place to reference. You can actually download the calendars from there, and it's pretty good. Someone from the Philippines asks, how would you describe the academic environment at UniSQ? Are the courses and professors supportive and engaging? I might ask you, Steve. Yeah.
Thanks, Nathaniel. Personally, I've found the structure here at UniSQ to be extremely supportive. The professors are, in most cases, very approachable. Keep in mind that there are some professors that teach many subjects and are quite busy, but they usually make time for students. Usually always. We'll get back to you. The coursework's set out pretty easily, like easy to follow. It's pretty clear. The study desk has a lot of materials that are available, and yeah, there's a lot of support at the Uni 4 study. I don't find it terribly stressful in regards to learning, so long as I manage my workload.
Thanks for that, Steve. Someone from Nepal is asking a question, looking to study agriculture as well. In the agriculture and environment subjects, what type of practical will there be? Do you have an answer for that, Steve?
Sorry, Nathaniel.
The question? Oh, sorry. I can read the question again. A student from Nepal is asking, in agriculture and environment subjects, what type of practical will there be? Like res schools?
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Nathaniel. Yeah, so for international students, we have res schools. They're kind of like intensive. I don't know really the way to explain it, to be honest. They're basically, you'll attend a res school, and in that time you'll go through a whole series of different professional training elements and discipline-specific elements.
Thanks, Steve. You can also look on our website and actually find under the handbook, they've got all of the courses and what each of those courses will cover. You can cover it'll give you degree information, and give you a course synopsis. So they'll cover things for example, I was looking at it earlier. One of the courses in agriculture is practical investigations in agricultural technology. It has a mandatory res school that Steve was covering there. Students will install and operate agricultural technologies, and you can actually tackle real world agricultural challenges, and you solve them as a team in the res school. So yeah, we've got a student asking from Nepal. Does UniSQ support international students with critical elements of laboratory and facilities for a bachelor degree in environment and sustainability and plant agriculture science major? The answer is yes. Have a look on our UniSQ handbook. I'll provide links to that as well. And it's covered in the res schools there, your lab work, your practical elements of your subject. We've got a student from Bangladesh looking to study law and criminology. Will I be able to complete a master's in my desired subject? It's a very exciting time. Did Rani or Beck, did you want to cover this one? Yes. Oh, sorry. Well, it's about. Actually, I can answer this one. This one's fine. So, can you study a master's in your desired subject? For you specifically, yes, you can. We are actually hosting a Master of Laws. Intakes will be 2025, trimester 1, 2025. I think there's also majors available: public law, international law, commercial law, family law, and legal practice. So yeah. You can. Okay, let's move on to research now. Sorry. Someone from Pakistan asks, are there any scholarship opportunities for PhD students? I might ask MD and hand over to you.
Thank you, Nathaniel. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to represent the research student community at USQ here. I would like to share the information that in USQ, there are a lot of scholarships available. And even though I can't count how many scholarships are available all around the round, so I would say you better to go through the website every time, and because every scholarship has its own some sorts of requirements, and as research students, we need to have some time to prepare ourselves to get through these requirements. So I would say go through the website and see the requirements and to prepare yourself, because a lot of scholarships are available around the world. Yeah.
Thanks, MD. There's actually a web page there for HDR scholarships. We'll share that with you guys. A student from Bhutan is asking, I have just applied for PhD. Are there any scholarship opportunities available, both tuition fees and stipend? I went through the website, but I couldn't find anything, or there wasn't much available. Do you want it, Rani?
Thank you, Nathaniel. Yes, there are scholarships available for higher degree by research students. We offer major round of scholarships every year in the month of August. However, currently due to review, our scholarships are closed at the moment, but keep an eye on our website, scholarships page, for latest updates. Thank you.
Thanks for that. Did you want to add something?
Just something, yeah. And as Ronnie said, please do keep an eye on our websites because the UniSQ scholarship round will be opening in the next month or two. But periodically throughout the year, we also promote our industry-funded PhD and Masters of Research scholarship opportunities, along with scholarship opportunities that come from research projects that the university are involved in. So it's about keeping an eye on the website quite frequently, and we'll update those throughout the year.
Thank you. We've got a student from Nepal asking, looking to study engineering. Are there? I might pose this one to you, Beck. Are there any industry partnerships or internship programs available to students?
Absolutely, I can answer that one because I coordinate the program for our higher degree by research students. So all of our higher degree by research students have the opportunity to undertake an internship through as a part of their program, and they're negotiated on a case-by-case situation. UniSQ is very well positioned. We have wonderful partnerships with our external parties, so they can be negotiated on a case-by-case situation. So if that's something you want to look at once you apply and commence your studies, please reach out to the Graduate Research School and myself, and we can discuss the opportunity for students to undertake internships. They're such a valuable opportunity. They're great for developing your employability skills and potential career development skills. So really highly encourage all of our higher degree by research students to connect with us to discuss internships.
Thanks for that, Beck. A student from Nepal is also asking what resources and support systems are in place at UniSQ to help international students succeed academically and professionally, including mentorship, career services, and integration into research teams. MD, did you want to speak a little to this?
Yep. Thank you for the questions. Yeah, there are a couple of options available here at USQ to get the support. I can mention that the support for learning and the PAS that called the peer-assisted study session, and there are some sorts of research communities here. You can get the help from any of your queries.
Thanks, MD. Did you want to add something, Beck?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially for our higher degree by research students, there's some additional support services available that aren't available, that especially been, I guess, created for our research students. So they're things like our research librarians and special HDR learning advisors located, so they can help you with research-related library activities and understanding, I guess, how to write academically at that research level. There's also a lot of support for things like research data management. We offer a lot of professional and development and training for our HDR students, things around publication planning advice, accessing resources, so there's a lot of support available. We also have our careers and employability team that the students can access for job support. So if you're coming to Australia and needing assistance in developing an Australian resume and assistance with job search strategies, the team there can help out as well.
Love it. Thanks, Beck. Sorry, did you want to speak to that? Yeah.
I'd also just like to point out too that the university has wellness and support clinics, so students that are struggling with homesickness or being away from their families, or even just struggling with the stress of study, can actually access therapeutic help to help them work through it, give them support in that regard as well, emotional support, mental support.
Yeah, that's really important. Thanks for bringing that on up as well, Steve. A student from Nepal also asks, Does UniSQ offer teaching or research internships for master's students, particularly in the agriculture faculty? That's what they're interested in. And what are the roles, eligibility requirements, and application processes? Did you want to answer that? Yeah, great.
Look, as we said previously, all HDR students have the opportunity to undertake industry-based internships, and that includes our Masters of Research students. So if you're studying within the agricultural sector, you would work with myself and your supervisory team to identify potential host organisations. The university is really well connected within that sector. We have a specific institute, the Institute of Life Sciences and the Environment, and their focus is all around agriculture, environment, climate change, natural resource management. So we have a lot of academics working with our industry partners in that space. So that's absolutely something that we can assist in facilitating for you.
Love that. Thanks, Beck. I might pose this question just to Rani, if you can cover this one. What types of research projects or areas are currently available for master's students in agriculture? Or how can students get involved? Like, how can they find a research topic, basically?
Thank you, Nathaniel. We do have a research database where you can find the research areas, supervisors, where you can search by name, research area, or keyword. Once you find a potential supervisor, you can click on their profile to learn more about them and see if they are available to be your supervisor. Thank you.
Perfect. I'll provide a link to that one as well. I think it's FYRT, like find your research thesis.unisq.edu.au. And yeah, you can just browse through all of the research like topics that are available there and select it, and then from there even find your supervisor. Yeah. Someone's asking, how can I get the opportunity to work on agricultural research projects at UniSQ? MD, did you want to talk on this one?
There will be a couple of opportunities. I would, as Beck said, they can contact with the research partnership team or the research team to get this opportunity and explore the opportunity, how they fit themselves there. So it's better to contact with the research industry partnership team to get more idea and try to fit on them.
Yeah, Beck just wants to add to that.
Yeah. As Rani just mentioned, if you have a look at our research, the Find Your Research Topics page, that's a good way to explore academics that are doing projects in that space. Even if the project that's advertised may not be a 100% alignment, you can at least identify those academics working within that space. And we encourage you to have a look at the research flagships pages on the university's website as well, paying particular attention to that agricultural sector, and you can see some of our academics that are operating in that space, and sometimes you can just reach out to them as a prospective PhD student, introduce yourself and have a conversation with them to see if they would be willing to potentially take you on a PhD student, as sometimes they do have available projects that they're working on through industry as well.
Thanks, Beck. We have a student here from China who's asking how many publications could meet the PhD graduate criteria. Did you want to cover that one, Rani?
Thanks, Nathaniel. It depends on the research area. Generally, for PhD, we'll be looking at least 3 publications, and Master of Research at least 1 publication. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. We've got let's move on to support. Support at UniSQ. A student from Indonesia is asking, where and how do I get career support at UniSQ? Siri?
Thanks, Nathaniel. So as Beck mentioned previously, there are lots of support from UniSQ. So if you go to unisq.edu.au/careers, there are like support for career planning and advice, and entrepreneurship and innovation at UniSQ, application and interview support, which I think it's really, really helpful if you're, after you are going to graduate and you are looking for a job, and experience and networking.
Thank you. Someone's asking here, what concessions are available for students on public transport?
That's a very interesting question. Well, so it's a bit different in Brisbane because you go cards, and once you buy a card and you get unique student identifier, or we call that USI, and you enroll in the courses, you can apply for student concession. But it's a bit different in Toowoomba. Last time that I took the bus here, I had to pay cash, but you don't have to worry about that because you can get a sticker at the iConnect for student concession.
Thanks for that. Let's talk a little bit about working in Australia. A student from India is asking, how do you find part-time work? Do you want to cover that, Basant?
So to find part-time jobs in Australia or in Toowoomba, you can. The first option is going through the careers and employability candidate pool. It's the careers team that's available at UniSQ. I found my part-time jobs through there. This is the way that, in the sense that the careers team will approach you for the job. After you've created a profile, they'll contact you if there are any opportunities arise that suits you. So that's how I found my job.
I would like to add something.
Yeah, MD, you would like to add something to that? Yeah.
Thank you, Nathaniel. I would like to add something that there is a famous job portal here in Australia which is called the SEEK. So in SEEK you can find out related to your passion that you're looking for is a part-time job. So you can prepare your resume accordingly and apply through this portal, and you can explore and you can get the job easily. Thank you.
Thanks, MD. That actually covers another question. Someone from Nepal is asking, what career prospects for cybersecurity graduates in southern Queensland? What prospects are there for someone searching that? You can use like a website like Seek to even show that. There's a quick search shows like over 400 security positions available for like information and communication technologies, and I think 50 of those were in Queensland, covering roles such as like security administrator, security manager, specialists, consultants, engineers, architects, and lots of things. But if you broaden your search, I think there's also like remote working. You'll find over 1,000 jobs available listed in that category. Did you want to add to that?
And that's another way that you can reach out to the careers and employability team. They assist all UniSQ students with exploring employment opportunities post-graduation. If you're specifically looking at somewhere in Queensland, you could start by reaching out to QCIF, which is the Queensland Cybersecurity Foundation of Queensland, QCIF. Yep. Sorry, I got my acronym muddled up there, but if you just Google QCIF, they have a lot of opportunities available for professional development and networking for students as well.
Fantastic. Just on like graduation, a student here from Bangladesh is asking, is a diploma valuable enough for me, like to allow me to work in Australia?
Thank you, Nathaniel. Yeah, diploma, I can say any kind of qualification, certification can help you to get the job. It will help you to get the competitive advantage if you have the right skill here, if you know how to do the job. So I would prefer if you have the passion to do something before coming here to Australia to do diploma, any kind of certification you can do, and you can prepare yourself accordingly. Thank you.
Thanks for that, MD. Let's move on to health and well-being. This is probably one of our last sections here. Does UniSQ provide on-campus childcare facilities? Do you know if... go for it.
While we don't have childcare facilities on site at the Toowoomba campus, there is one literally a couple of 100 metres away from the main campus, and that's very popular for staff and students. But there are a lot of childcare opportunities in the region around Toowoomba. Childcare opportunities around Springfield and Ipswich. We would encourage you to think ahead prior to coming. Maybe think about getting on some wait lists, as childcare is quite high in demand. So we would encourage you to just research childcare centres around the area that you're looking to move to, and maybe start the communications before you arrive in country.
Thanks for that, Beck. A student actually asked this when they arrived in Australia. Is it okay to drink tap water in Australia?
It's not a direct question. It's not a direct answer. Depending on where you live, if you're in a major city, then water's treated, and so it is safe to drink. Having said that, I like to filter my tap water just because there are a lot of elements in the water, like fluoride and what bit chlorine. In the regional or more rural areas, you may be drinking bore water, or groundwater, and so usually you have to treat your water yourself before you drink it. But yeah, generally as a rule, if there's infrastructure and council supplied water, it's usually treated. Yeah.
Go for it, Rani.
So I came here as an international student. Initially, I was very worried about drinking water from tap, but I was told it's easy treated water, and I've never had any issue drinking water from the tap.
Perfect, yes.
And if it is water that's not deemed consumable for humans, it's usually signed. So, for example, in some areas, bore water isn't safe. So they're from underground bores, and that's not necessarily safe for human consumption. It's well signed on the taps, but generally you won't have any issues.
So, depending is the answer. If it's in a kitchen, you're good. If it's signed outside, do not drink, don't drink it. Yeah, I have drunk bore water, and it made me very, very sick. Yeah, don't do it. Yeah. Does UniSQ provide free meals or breakfasts for international students?
If you're looking for free meals and breakfast on a daily basis, you will have to pay for it. But on sort of occasions like orientation, you will get the opportunity to have free food and get free food vouchers from various stalls. That's quite much it.
Thanks. Bex just wants to add to that.
Sure. And also, the Student Guild here at the Toowoomba campus, and it will be piloting at our Springfield and Ipswich campus soon, has a food pantry, which all students are available to access free food. It's open usually one day a week. As I said, it is at the Toowoomba campus only at the moment, but they did say that it will be coming as soon as the space is available at Ipswich and Springfield, and that's a great way for students to be able to access free food services to help support themselves.
Thanks. And that's through the Student Guild. Yeah, awesome. Someone from Bangladesh is asking as an introvert, how can international students like me adjust to a whole new country, culture, and people?
As an international student and as an introvert, it's very hard for anyone to cope up with new culture, new environment. You might be prone to homesickness, so not to worry about it. We've got support for well-being, like Steve mentioned, and what you can do is you can take part in the events that are organized by the uni. That will help you know more about what the university has to offer, and it might also help you build connections with the person that is on a same boat as you, and you will be open to them so that it will make your uni life more comfortable and smoother.
Thanks, Avash. Someone from Kenya asks, are there clubs that I can join?
Yes, there are various clubs that you can join. For knowing more about clubs, you can join the Student Guild through studentguild.com.au. Like Beck mentioned, it's a non-profit organization that helps UniSQ students, so you can join the clubs through it.
Yeah. As Avash said, that's studentguild.com.au /clubs -societies. Yeah, and it's got all of the clubs that we have there. Yeah, in a single location for you to just find contact points for that. Also. We have them available on open day. I think there's a Dungeons and Dragons club here. They're in full get-up. It's very, very interesting. Enrollment and application information. We've got our admissions expert here. What are the fee structures for international students?
So if you go onto USQ study page and then you search each the program that you want to apply, we have the fee and scholarship information on there. So sorry. Yeah, so if you go on our website and look for the program you want to apply and then look for the fee and scholarship, so we often provide you with the estimated numbers like fee on there. So the fee can be different every year, so it's just an estimated number, but it gives you an idea how much it will cost for the whole degree. So usually international students will have to like deposit for the first semester of their study, so they can either pay for 4 courses of the first semester to get a confirmation of enrollment. So it's called COE, so you can apply with your visa applications. So in a year, you will have to pay for 8 units, so 8 courses. That's the first year of your study. In the offer letter, we will often provide you with the information on the fee per unit, but you can look that definitely on our website.
Thanks, Ye. A student from India is asking, I've enrolled in a diploma of practical nursing in Canada. After completing my course, is there any reduction of duration if I wish to enroll, say, a Bachelor of Nursing?
Yes, if you have a diploma of nursing in your home country, you usually get the exemption, but it will have to be assessed by our faculty. So you will provide your diploma certificate and your nursing registration from your home country, and then admission will send your documents over to the faculty so they can assess, they can compare. We recommend you to provide the syllabus of your courses so we can compare whether the courses that you study in your home country is the same as the one in our degree or not. That's how we know if it's similar and we give you the credit exemption. So when you submit the application, provide the diploma award, the transcript, and the syllabus of what you have studied in your home country, and then we will assess and let you know. But usually you will get exemption from previous study.
Thank you so much, Ye. A student from Vietnam is asking, if my visa is not issued on the course start date, can I register late? If so, how many days late is it before I cannot take that course anymore?
Thank you. So it's very important, this information, because as you know, lately we have like a backlog in visa application. So it's a very common question from our international student: when can I enroll? What is the last day to enroll? So if you go on USQ study, our website, or you just Google the USQ important dates, it will send you to a link, and then you can see the last day to enroll of each of the courses. So for example, Bachelor of Nursing will have a different date of last day to enroll from other courses. So the information that we publish on the website is the official date that you cannot enroll after that date. For some very difficult situation, we can try to negotiate with the faculty, but it will be very based on the special circumstances, because we don't recommend students to enroll very late when you miss classes or tutorial, and then it's hard for you to do assignment. So we recommend students to enroll on time. If we have some like a week or two late after the start day of the program, we call the last day to enroll. On the website, you can find that information. But after the last day to enroll that we publish on the website, we recommend you to defer to the next intakes, just for your benefit, so you can catch up with the program, your study as well.
Thank you so much, Ye. That basically concludes our collected questions that we've registered. I'm just looking here now in the chat. We've got a couple of questions that have been asked. A student asks, is UniSQ a good place to study nursing? Do we get student placements through the university? I might answer that. My lovely little sister actually studied nursing here at UniSQ, and yes, we definitely do placements. There is a limited number of like nursing students that can go through like in a year because of those placements. There needs. Yeah, we have a placement team that will handle that. The work integrated learning will actually assign you an area. You can put in your preferences, but I think eventually it's up to a placements officer to assign you somewhere to do your practical nursing. Someone is asking, how can I get enrolled in the Masters in Clinical Psychology? How's the chances of getting enrolled? You can apply. Yeah. How do you get enrolled? Yeah. Submit an application. So we'll just repeat the question again here for Ye.
How can I get enrolled in Masters in Clinical Psychology? How's the chance of getting enrolled? So I think they're asking about the requirements and eligibility.
Yeah.
I think they can answer.
I might hand it over to Ye. Yep.
So for Master of Clinical Psychology, it has some specific entry requirement. So I will recommend you to look for the admission requirement on our website for the Master of Clinical Psychology. This program requires some GPA requirement, and you have to have some kind of like an interview with the academic affairs. So I would recommend you to gather all the document and the personal statement. The requirement is published on our website, and we'll send to the faculty the academic affairs, so that we may have to contact you for interview or like selection criteria before we can confirm if you can get into the program. Like I said, it has some specific requirements, so I recommend you to look at the program requirement on our website.
Thanks. Someone's also asking, will I be able to apply for a master's program from India or by myself without an agent? So I might also hand this one to Rani. Yeah.
Applying via agent gives you an added weightage to the application. So we strongly recommend applying via agent. Direct applications, I'm not really sure whether or not we consider. I will just hand it over to Dee, who works in international admissions.
Yes, so India and some other countries that we require you to work with an agent because it's just for your own benefit as well. Agent know about immigration requirements, so they can assist you better with what document you should provide that help you have a good outcome visa. So we recommend you to work with our UniSQ approved agents. Nathaniel can send you a link of our agents, so it help you better. Like you can search where can I find UniSQ agent near my hometown or in my country. So we definitely can send you that link, but we recommend you to work with an agent for your own benefit to get a good visa outcome.
Thank you so much, Rani and Ye. I think that's about it that we'll cover here. Thank you all so much for joining us. Please reach out if you have any other questions. Please reach out to us over the next few weeks. And be sure to check out the resources that we'll post in the description later. We hope we've been able to answer all your questions. And we hope we've given you enough good insights and experiences into Australia and the University of Southern Queensland. We think it's going to be the right choice for you. That's it. Thank you all so much. I just wanted to say thank you to Rani from our graduate research school. I wanted to thank Beck from our research partnerships, and I wanted to thank all of our ambassadors. We've got Avash, Siri, MD, Basat and Steve. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you guys, if you want to reach out and speak to any of these ambassadors here, you can actually find them on the website, and you can find Basat's profile or MD's profile. If you have some specific questions, you can talk to them through that. There's a section there where you can actually ask them questions. Thank you to our admissions expert, Ye. Thank you so much for joining us here today, and we'll see you on another open day or when you come and join us at orientation. Thank you, everyone. Bye.